servants. You know, mm, let me clear my throat. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me clearly? Oh dearly, oh dearly. We are up on a Monday. Monday, August 12th. I woke up and man, I had a crazy dream. And it just like I guess I gotta talk about it. I passed out. I was knocked out, and I woke up like my neck isn't just sore right now, so I'm gonna get it popped or give me one of them wing wang massages. Knock that knot out. So got one of them little massages. Anyways, man, I had a dream, and it's crazy because it was so vivid, so vivid. And I was hearing stuff. It was like I was helping these people out, and it's like I helped a bunch of people out, but I couldn't help two people, and it was like this explosion so massively, like it just rocked me right out of my sleep. Boom, like it was like a boom, boom, you know. And I was like, man, what is this? I sat and meditated for a little bit, and I don't know what prompted me to. Obviously, I got on my computer because I've been working on music, and started mixing some stuff down. Can make sure y'all can hear me good. I got the mic over here. So, but yeah, and so I started meditating on it. It was like, man, there's something significant about that, and just I got on YouTube and I was like, "Man, let me see what's going on." And then lo and behold, like the first video I seen was an explosion, and it was like, man, it was kind of like similar to what I was just going through right now. And so I was like, let me look at the news, and then I just went down a rabbit hole. I was like, man, this is something that I was doing before, where I was just speaking on a lot of stuff, and you know, appreciate y'all helping me be consistent. Uh, anyways, oh, I didn't even do that. Make sure because it is live on there. So shout out to everybody who's out live right now. I'm getting live back on all platforms: Instagram, YouTube. TikTok's not on this one right now, but I should have it up soon. Um, I got to get over 10,000 subscribers on TikTok in order to make that happen. And so, um, what I wanted to do was I just came across a bunch of videos, and I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and showcase some of this stuff. Kind of like being a little news, you know. It's 4:44 right now, and I was like, you know what, let me lock in. And so let me go ahead and just, let me do that first. And then if anybody want to chime in and, you know, talk about the events and the stuff that I bring up. So, keep that pinned. Okay, so before it had it had as a check mark now, but before it didn't have that. It's interesting. It's always something you learn. Learn something new every day. But yeah, let me. I have so many tabs open, and that it doesn't. Well, I just need to find the one that I was looking for in the first place. Anyways, but hope all is well with everybody. Was this? Yeah, that was it. Yeah, there it go, there it go. So maybe we'll also to share the audio on it, which is good. Hope everybody can hear it and see me. Fair use, fair use to YouTube, NBC, any of y'all. I know y'all been trying to like stop my shine. Y'all really do, man. Y'all, all you platforms are just really targeting and aiming all of y'all shenanigans our way. Y'all really don't want us to report. Y'all don't want us to speak on the stuff that y'all do, which is just horrible. Yep, y'all in trouble. So we just gonna keep that going and bring you the news. Yeah, today we are live, baby. Yes. So as we go about our day, we about to go ahead and let y'all know. But this what happened, and it just I was like, man, was this my dream? Did I do this? So you never know what happens. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff to the wall. And I'll just let y'all.
We have new details this morning on the explosion that absolutely leveled this home in Bel Air, Maryland. Investigators saying that the blast killed a utility worker and the owner of the home. The explosion, which could be felt for miles,
See?
also injured a neighbor. And we've also learned that at least 12 families are displaced after their homes were damaged by
See,
the
and I felt like I
force of
was
the
helping these
explosion.
people.
The fire department initially got the call for a gas leak at the home on Arthur's Woods Drive Sunday morning. Those calls were followed by reports of an explosion. The utility contractor was a 35-year-old man who worked for Hammers Utility Corp. Neighbors described the very scary scene and the jolt that woke them.
I promise you it felt like that.
The building was shaking. There was a lot of turmoil in the neighborhood you could see, because I looked out the window right away to see if I could see anything that happened. And there were people in the street in front of our condo building. They were all had already evacuated the building and were looking up at the buildings. And the buildings, it's just.
Cop in the guy looks befuddled. Cop in the back looks befuddled. He looks befuddled. He don't know what the hell's going on in life.
Sustained, structural damage. So all the roof of the condo buildings buckled, and the siding and the aluminum has fallen down.
The fire marshal's office says no other homeowners reported smelling gas, and the incident was isolated to that one home.
Man, I promise you my dream felt like that was the case. It sure did. And so it's interesting when things like may like show up and then you look back at it, in a surreal aspect, like, wow, was that me or was that? But all praise to the Most High. I'll be having these vivid dreams, and some way, somehow, it just like speaks up, and it's like the 12. Like this, she just mentioned the 12. I didn't even know it was 12, but that's what that was like. There's 12 people in specific. Then when she said 12 families, and it's funny, she said 12 families. I didn't even pay attention to that. But it was 12 people that I was trying to help, and 2 of them I couldn't help. And I was just like, I woke up like so emotional and this intense feeling like, man, I failed to help them. But it was like, it was more than I can chew, I had already did the best I could, but it's like you still feel some type of way when you're not able to, save whether yourself or the ones. I'm always saving. I don't know, but I guess that's my calling. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all that. That was kind of interesting. But Biden steps out for a Sunday in Delaware. They couldn't put him in no tricycle. No, he ain't got no training wheels on. Got no knee pads on. Like no copper tone, no copper fit. Like he should have elbow pads on, no gloves. He waving to people. He's He's waving and driving. He can't be doing that. He's already uncoordinated already, with already trying to. He has nothing on. He needs training wheels. He needs guardrails. He just needs. Why y'all give him 2 wheels? 4 wheels is. He might not go too far, but he need floaties on. He need a buoy. How many times has this man teeter tottered over in just a weeble wobble? It's just hilarious. Get your little exercise in, young man. You got it still, champ. You got it. Yeah. And it's funny because it's like there's so many things that just happened in this right now. And I know that just sped up real quick, 24 seconds. He looks like he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, I've been here before, and he's like not ashamed of it. He has no soul in his eyes. He's just like, give me my 3 hots and a cot. He has committed these atrocities over and over again. And it's funny because you guys, judicial system likes to suppress the reprimanding aspect and the enforcement and the consistency in your ability to enforce these laws you guys have created in order in this Babylonian country system to where, yeah, you sure do. Even with the most heinous and craziest, you'll give a person like this a slap on the wrist, and they keep going on for him to commit another one. Now, see, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Louisiana passed a law where they are surgically removing the man members of those who commit SA offenses. If you don't know what SA is, sexual assault, rape, molestation, any of those capacities. We're starting to see a major uptick in people's 7 deadly sins, and the lust. The lust is definitely at a heightened capacity now where people are wiling out and feeling like they're, well, here's white privilege. I can grab her by the pussy. I can do anything in my America. So because of that, and that's your daughter. That's you guys' daughter. This is wild crimes. This is wild crimes. These are wild crimes. And even while they're wild crimes, they are still somewhat in some particular way narrated to us in some weird, really off the wall. Y'all still trying to do stuff like that to us. It's interesting. But let me go back. Okay, so it did take my tab away. Did y'all even see that? Let me just play it again.
New this morning, a registered sex offender is accused of grabbing an 11-year-old girl in a downtown parking garage. Metro police say Matthew Harbor touched the girl on the behind as she passed him in the Public Square parking garage stairwell on Saturday. A Metro officer recognized Harbor Sunday and took him into custody. Police say he is a registered sex offender on lifetime supervision. He's now charged with aggravated sexual battery in this case.
Like, that was really, homie? Really? Y'all got a lot of explaining to do. Y'all got a lot of explaining to do. You know, it's a lot more aggression and rage and just like primitive sexual rage. Like, I gotta lash out and do this and do that. It's like, man, just the discipline and the restraint. Anyways, so sad, but whatever. Yeah, you got so much going on. People be tripping. People be tripping. Now I was sitting there showing something else. I had so many tabs open. Let me just...
Deputies were called to a home is behind bars, accused of shooting his own father and leading officers on a chase. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Turner. Harrison County Sheriff Matt Haley telling us deputies were called to a home on Cemetery Road Friday night. There, they say 54-year-old Jeffrey Wiley got into an argument with his 84-year-old father, then shot him. Deputies say they found him sitting in a car when they tried
84. You know what to do. He shot his 84-year-old daddy. He shot his 84-year-old daddy. This is what y'all doing. And he had a lot of built up. Dad had no more money.
to stop him. He led them on a short chase before being arrested. The victim is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Wiley faces several charges, including assault and driving under the influence, and he is being held on a $650,000 bond.
They still get all these bonds, and his dad would be the one to bond him out. He had a drunk episode with your own pops. Like your pops owes you. You know, even after all these years, like you done made all these adult grown mistakes. People still hold their own parents responsible for their shenanigans. You know, what did your 84-year-old daddy do to you for you to shoot him? It's probably that ass whooping you had when you were a kid, but you know, did he drink your orange juice? Did he barbershop Eve drink your orange juice, sir? Did he say you can't play your video games no more? These stuffs is just like really loopy. You know what's going on. People need to get their act together, I guess. So that's about 15 grand for him to get out. And look at him. He's used to doing that. He's used to doing this shit, man. These. I need y'all paying attention to these things, man. These are the people that y'all see in your damn stores. Your neighbors, you have a conversation with them and, you know, get into a conversation. Oh, Trump. And then people's energies and emotions get, it's like a trigger. The word Trump is like a trigger to a lot of people that I've seen right now, which is fine. I ain't got no part in it. But it's just interesting to see you guys tripping out and doing a lot of this very crazy sexual stuff to y'all. Y'all got a lot of that going on right now. Y'all got a lot of that going on right now. So you mean you already charging them child support, and then they got to pay a fee on top of that child support, and then they can't even see their kid? See how messed up y'all done made this system? Y'all see how messed up y'all done made this system? You guys have done a lot. This is the system that you created for the children, the teens. It's a beautiful viewing right here. Condolences. Question. To all my brothers out there. As much as we know we got to provide and protect and put food on the table for these young generations to be taken care of, I know the rent got to get paid. I know the bills got to get paid. But sometimes things that just ain't worth it. Sometimes you got to find and figure out a whole different way to make things happen. I would have loved to see this family dynamic to where he didn't have to be out in the heat like that, overexerting and working himself. They don't tell him what's going on in people's lives. If he was stressed out trying to get some more extra overtime hours, or was it a pattern of, inconsistency and being able to look after himself? And that does happen within the Black men in our community. We don't like taking care of ourselves. We stubborn. We don't go to the doctors. We don't go get checked up. Get blood tests. People walking around with STDs and high blood pressure, heart disease, and colon cancer and stuff like that. And we out here been playing Russian roulette for the last 400 years. So to be able to understand, how heartbreaking these things are, because we have seen so much trauma on so many different levels that we don't even know how much this stuff actually has built up, compounded, been swept under the rug, and now it's getting exposed to where we're tripping up over it now, or it's catching up to us. Beloved brothers, I'm speaking to y'all because we got to be much more mindful and compassionate and considerate to ourselves, that this rat race, this hamster wheel will consume us with the pressures of being able to provide for the family, knowing that we out here got to provide and protect. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We know what we got to do, and we get out here and do it regardless if we got to die for this, But the thing is, I have a problem with it being the case of the DPW, it should have been his own empire. It should have been his own family empire that he died on that hill under that family flag. Because now you're looking for answers through companies and corporations and government entities that have never had the interest of being able to fully protect us, and when we don't have the necessary systems in place that protect us within our own. And that's where we have to call us a good call, good check, because we have to prevent these. How much pressure we put on ourselves on a societal level, economic level, where we got to get the new 20-inch rims. Them kids got to get some Jordans. They about to start school. School just started. Wife want to go on a vacation, want a new chain and bracelet. How much do we actually overexert ourselves trying to even accomplish these things that really come down to they don't even equate to any of the knowledge that we need to learn, especially now in the last 4 years. We need to actually put in the work to actually educate ourselves now. We get so comfortable in being oppressively capitulative to these companies and corporations that don't provide us any health care, any proper and adequate ability to be able to, pass it down the pipeline. You work for these companies 20, 30, 40 years, and DPW ain't finna look out for your family now. They're not finna do nothing. So as much as everything is everybody saying right now, and the heartbreaking that it is, I would love to start seeing us being able to create our own, to where we employ our own, given the access and opportunity for brothers to be able to. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm creating. That's what I'm having this conversation right now. I'm getting myself back out there to at least showcase and, just to kind of identify things. This is not something to laugh at. I'm not poking or, this is just a very critical analysis of 400 years of slavery and subjugation and Willie Lynch letters and Jim Crowism, and how the dynamics of civil rights have dropped the ball economically for us to where we have been addicted to the social aspect of our livelihoods right now. And so we have succumbed, and this needs to be wake-up calls, where we do provide the help and assistance and watching out and taking care of these companies and these corporations and these people who do not have your best interests at heart. And we do overexert ourselves. We are out here like it's the Russian roulette, straight crapshoot every time we step out of the door. As a black man, I got to speak for black brothers and the young black men in this picture. Every time you step out of that door, you are going to be attacked. Your home is your place of peace. It should be. It shouldn't be no chaos. You shouldn't be having nobody warring and boxing and fighting with you in your own corner after you done got beat up by the world to come back. We did that to each other too much, too long, people. And a lot of people, because that happens at home, they find escapism in their job, and they be like, man, I'd rather be at work than be at home because of the stuff I don't want to deal with. Everybody needs something. Everybody got a handout. You know what? I got to go to work now because they need this. They need that. We wind up eating horrible food off these lunch trucks, fast food, all different rhythms. Our vibratory frequencies is off. These needs to be moments of introspection and reflection and the shadow work as a group. The generational mistakes that we may see. And it's just one example, people. I'm just not even trying to keep picking at this scab because, my condolences to a brother out there who's actually working. Brother was actually out there working. Comparison to some that's just being lazy, living off of their woman, ain't trying to get up and do nothing to provide, ain't even trying to take the damn trash out. but you over here trying to be King Kong long dog. We need to step up. We need to do better. And we need to have more accountability within ourselves. My brothers and sisters, we need to love ourselves a lot more, to where we do prevent these actions from happening, where we put ourselves in compromising health positions. Really is, knowing that it's really hot out here, knowing that we have not maybe had insurance, maybe how much is really behind. I got a lot of questions. I always got a lot of questions, because sometimes stuff just don't make no sense. Shalom, brother. And we work our asses off, and sometimes it is a thankless job to be able to be there for your family, to protect and provide for them. And some people may be unappreciative of all the work that you do, and and then when you're gone, you're gone. It's like, man, he could have been, here a lot longer. We need to start practicing a lot more group economics, to where we start creating more independence. And I know it's a structured job. It provides stability, but how much have you dedicated towards the education, to where we're not workers like that? We've been workers and getting paid horrible, sometimes nothing, and getting beat for not working harder for nothing and being happy about it. That's called slavery. So I want us to take a moment and reflect on this, because even for me, I'm out here working, and we got to think about our legacies. What are we doing? Why are we doing all this for? Why are we sitting here working so much for any of these companies or corporations, and we ain't got nothing to show for? I don't like that. I'm tired of that feeling. What is DPW going to do for your kids? These brothers should have been having conversations, especially older brothers. No more Jordans, no more chains, no more rims, no more spending on holidays. Go get y'all some business and start creating your own. Put that young brother to work so he don't got to work at Burger King. Put that young sister to work so she don't got to work at Victoria's Secret. Y'all start working and creating your own. I need my people to start creating and making your own. I mean, that's real talk. You got a lot of parents who will do that. You got a lot of people who, man, it's a lot of scamming going on out here. Large crowd gathers after beauty store eviction. And that's in Atlanta. I'm going to play that. It's interesting because we have supported so many of these beauty stores. We supported so many of them, and they treated us like crap. They treated us like crap. I remember videos. Don't y'all remember videos where they used to like beat the shit out of the sisters in there? Like grabbing their hair, all type of stuff, man. And then we get, oh, so sad, you getting evicted. Wow. Mm. Abandoned property, like that's definitely extra enforcing. That's definitely enforcing that. It's just so interesting, you know, and people. It's like a crime now. They made it like a straight like gang bust. They straight came through and gang busted it, and it's crazy because there's so many businesses where their stuff is that's just this just a major story in Atlanta. Yeah, let's go ahead and run that back. No soul in the eyes. No soul. Gone. Just gone, gone. Just gone, gone. Just really gone, gone. And he gets 22 years. If I had if I stab somebody, even if I pleaded and guilty and all that, you're getting 25 to life. You see how they're trying to suppress the exaggeration of the enforcement of these sentences now because they don't want the majority of their population or slash working class potential to be locked up for not that long, where you just completely castrate their whole livelihood to where they're not even a viable contributor to society. You mess with your numbers that way. So you seeing that he was arrested for murder. He's arrested for murder. I don't know about you, but thou shalt not kill. Is that still what's the deal? Because I know if something like that, you be getting an electric chair. See, so within that, he'd get out. Then 15 to 18, good behavior. maybe even less than that. You're changing the whole dynamics now. The thing is, they're seeing a lot of more of their people getting locked up. Like, it's a ramping of it so exponentially. You're seeing so much going on. Hmm. Ooh, North Carolina, South Carolina. Mhm. Get a kayak instead of a car. I'm just saying that is a lot of damage. I don't know about y'all, but that is a lot of damage. Like, point blank, period, all the way around. Whether it's to the vehicle, whether it's to the street, the infrastructure, the bogging down of the ground. If you had like what is it called, like the spongy ground where it's been fracking. It's like a sponge, and those empty holes, if it's too dry enough, they just kind of collapse on each other. That's where you get like the manholes that just collapse. um, but then you also got the bogginess where it does affect. And the fact that this is happening, i I'm anticipating one of the largest influx of insects, especially mosquitoes, to hit these areas so drastically hard. Just for the simple fact that you got sitting water like that, and then you got heat, you forget about it. And it's funny because I be seeing people all bit up, and you see why they're all bit up. But these reasons, and then like you got, what is it, underground bunkers, those are getting flooded out. And the water seep right into the ground and right into your bunker, especially if it's been seismic activity and you have one crack. Forget about it. You're done. All it takes is that one crack to open up, and all of the undersoil that comes seep, just kind of like completely crack and collapse that. But then you just have so much, like all of your supplies, your 25-year food supply, and all those bunker materials. That stuff is getting jacked up now. You have a lot of people that splurged on that, super invested. There was major influxes in spending of disaster products, and now I'm hearing so many reports of people, disaster products being damaged and destroyed. Generators work no more. Um, it's just interesting. I just see this as it go down the whole street. You're seeing people's whole houses. You just put all of the money that you ever worked for into that, and it's just gone. Like, that blessing is super gone now, buddy. Super gone. Let me take 1 minute and tell you, so many of my elder Black women, you guys, you guys have been the most attacked by this white supremacy system so hard, so thorough, that you can walk around just so lost in the delusions of thinking that government zaddy has always loved you and been your caretaker and keeper in so many capacities, my sisters, young and old. the moment that you cut off your connections and energy and with the black man, whether kicking them out of the house, not dating them, any of that energy, you could see the reflections of it. I can see it instantly. Not just even watching the video. I haven't even gone down and really dissecting. But it's unfortunate because we see our women championing for all of the wrong things, for all of the wrong reasons, and thinking that they have been substantial in the empowering of our community. Whatever she's talking about has nothing relevant and prevalent to what needs to be done necessarily for the foundation of Black Americans in this country. And being an elder, you should be a wise elder. You should not be an old fool. You've wasted your life if you become an old fool, an old, easily manipulable fool. All the games and schemes and cons, the illusions, the distractions, the things you get yourself involved in that just never made sense, especially to the brothers. And because it didn't make sense to the brothers, you combated with us and gave us ultimatums. And if you don't agree with me, you getting out. I don't love you no more, And whatever this lady's about to talk about just will not have any relevance or significance to what we are trying to do. And it's a shame because you just wasted your life not even really understanding that youth banner flagging for anything other than the empowerment of Black Americans in this country. Too much. I'm not even going to go into this because this is all the way 15 minutes long. I'm not, because I know that I will go off about my senior citizens and my elders on how much y'all left us with a nada. Y'all left us with jack shit. Y'all wanted y'all cocaine, white girls, and Cadillacs. Civil rights generation, baby boomers, you have epically failed. And the fact that y'all don't want to take accountability for it, shame on you. Shame on you. At the end of the day, you can sit here and try to fight and argue with me, but you're the one who has to stand in that lunch line, that cafeteria lunch line, that long cafeteria lunch line, like all the rest of us, in front of the pearly gates. Nobody's exempt. You have had a lot of people that were oblivious or turned a blind eye, side eye, talk slick down on the things that we try to build and develop in our communities. We've had a lot of people that were you have a lot of co-conspirators. You have a lot of people who will drag and take down the things that are necessary for our community to actually thrive. You have your own Trojan horses within your own Black Wall Streets, your own Sambos and Coons, people that will destroy you, crabs in a barrel, and hate you. Your own people hate you. It's unfortunate that our own people hate each other like that, to where we've adopted and developed this Stockholm of white supremacy and thinking that that is sufficient for our livelihood. Because we've had to eat that shit for the last 400 years, we thinking that it's delicious. We gotta stop falling for these trick bags. We gotta stop giving all this energy I'm trying to get my black young women and our elder black sisters to see the con game that is being pulled and wooled over your eyes for such a long time from government zaddy. Your black men have always had your best interest at heart, and you guys have taken what they have told y'all and ran with it. I'm telling y'all that y'all made a very big mistake in that. Because you don't have any black men standing around you, protecting you. You got a lot of people who speak on emotionally impulsive, flagship for things that have no relevance, that have no significance, no substantive traction for what we need to do. So when you see black men have pulled all the way back from anything that has been a systematic suppression and oppression, we know the trick bags and con games that have been pulled on us. Some people are just still lost just because that's just the way it is. 2/3 are not going to make it. A lot of people are not going to see, still not going to wake up. This is just, they're gig workers. And they got to pay, they got to pay the bills. And everybody wants their photo op within their little private social clubs. All of the extra distractions involved in the voting process, anything dealing with civil and government. These people are trying to drain you. She looks drained of her energy, exhausted, trying to sit here. I ain't even gonna do this to this old lady right now. Because it's so bad that we sit here and gotta sit here and deal with this. That most of our elders don't want to listen to nothing that we saying. You can teach an old dog new tricks, can you? You're never too old to learn, you're never too young to teach, but being an old fool, picture says a lot of words. I need my elders to stop being old fools and at least listen to the young folks. The old folks, I want you to understand, young folks have always listened to y'all. Y'all ain't give us credit, y'all ain't appreciate it. But your examples are what don't match up. The results, the invoices, the receipts don't match up. A lot of these institutions have conned us. Whether it's the United States of America, whether it's the NAACP, whether it's the National Black Caucus, any of these private social groups, whether it's fraternities and sororities, these private social groups are not for the collective. I'm not a part of none of it. I just can't walk into it and they help me out and empower me or anything like that without me having to be involved. No. All these people who are in these high positions, who are in these groups, who have the ability. And that's why you all are in spiritual court now. No matter if you're a doctor, lawyer, scientist, teacher, you all are feeling the wrath of the Most High in your own capacity, to where you are quiet. You guys are humble. You see people that have retracted all the way back because they know that something's going on. But then you got some that just continue to go on about their life, desperately and emotionally impulsive, trying to flagship a lot of these old glory things. She's just a black version of Make America Great Again, which makes America worse for us. You got so many of our own people want to go back to slavery, cooning, will stifle the growth and progression of anything progressive. Every one of our elders should have been in a position right now, should have gathered together right now to be able to protect the next generations. Go out on your sword with glory and honor and humility. You got a bunch of old ass people being Scrooge McDucks right now. Being Scrooge McDuck. Because you guys have gone through the utmost effort to stay disconnected, to have speaking such disgruntlement and disdainment towards the younger generation because, oh, you didn't discover the internet. Oh, you can't work a damn telephone. So you got this passive aggressive attitude towards us as if we the problem. No. You guys have always been the problem and messed up everything. So we need y'all to take accountability. If not, you're going to have to face it at the pearly gates. Anyways, I'm not even going to go down this. I just know that that's just something I just wanted to sit on real quick. Our elders need to pay attention to all of the bull that they have pulled over y'all. And y'all need to take responsibility and accountability for all of that. Because everything that we learned from y'all has trickled down to us. And we are putting a stop to it, but it's a shameful thing that we have to see y'all still continue this capitulative, oppressive way of living. Anyways. Well, it's easier said than done, sir. Yeah, I sound a little petrified. Sound a little paranoid. Teachers are having to do a whole lot more, just like a slave had to do. Slave had to do a whole lot of extra work to get nothing. Now teachers got to do extra. They got to be counselors. They got to be extensions of the law and order. Cops don't want to do their job, so they trying to train y'all. Y'all messed up so much. All of y'all. Everybody. We're in spiritual court. Everybody is going through it right now. None of y'all are exempt. I'm calling it out. The fact that a teacher has to do all of these other things other than teach. You're not even getting paid to teach. You're getting paid to learn all these other things to keep the pipeline, the school to prison pipeline intact. You guys have become capitulative facilitators of this high school to pipeline to prison. All for a check. All for the trinkets of Judas. Anyways. I like this guy. He's always spot on a lot of things, and he kind of affirms things that I've already done and researched and all that stuff. So I kind of I like, shout out to Clear Value. He does a stuck thistle on the numbers. And I like numbers. So, and statistics and facts and things like that. So, but yeah, that's what it comes down to now with, that's what it comes down to with the money system. The Fed interest rate is what people don't incorporate or take into consideration when it comes to your livelihood out here in these streets. You know, these Fed interest hikes, you have jacked them up. You got to understand, like, the credit system has jacked them up. Everything has gone up. And everything has gone up to be able to facilitate the payments for all of these other atrocities across the world, whether it's Ukraine or Israel or anything like that. You know what it is. But just the simple fact that you're seeing a complete collapse. There's no investments really pushing around and pulling its weight. It's a lot of invisible, inflated numbering going on because it is so bad out here for people. I'm talking about financially for these folks. It's so bad. I need you guys to understand how bad it really is. To where you got somebody wanting to shoot his daddy because his daddy didn't give him no money. 89-year-old daddy. Not him. But in the other previous video. But these are things that are very important. We'll check back in on that. We'll check in 2 days. I got a lot of jokes. But not today. This man ain't got no soul. You're seeing a lot of people strung out, committing RAPE crimes against their own. These are wild crimes. You know? Ooh. Boy, they coming back. Yeah, they coming back with a vengeance. He's like, oh, nope. You coming back with a vengeance on you, lady. You didn't give me my drugs. And then it's crazy. Like, got a whole story. Like, that's just how it all get laid out. Like, just kick flip off of the wall and just hit you with a syringe in your thigh bone. You know, it's like, how crazy are these stories that people just are reenacting or acting, really, you know. But these are wow crimes. Wow. See, and these are happening in areas that you wouldn't think that this stuff would happen. And it does happen. I'm in these areas. This stuff is happening on a regular basis. This stuff is happening on a regular basis, people, in all of these other places. And it's getting more grimy. It is. You got these ladies. These ladies getting wild too. You gotta understand. This is North Carolina. You got people's houses getting ransacked and stuff going on. You got to be careful. They getting more barbaric and savage. Like, what do you do? What do you say? And it's going down in North Carolina, South Carolina. Last one was out South Dakota. You got the T-Man. He was over in South Dakota. It's going down in South Dakota. What's going on? What would y'all do, ladies, if somebody didn't give you your child back to you? If this lady, I'm going to show you back again. If that lady kept your baby. It's Melissa Jones. She's like, I'm not giving you your baby back. She's just looking at you. You just come to pick your baby up. I'm so tired. I'm just ready to go to. I came to pick my baby up, and I'm not giving you your baby back. Lady, come again? Yeah, parents. It's going down, parents. Gunshot goes off around your baby. Yeah, this is the sky. It felt like that in my dream, where it just exploded in my dream. And like there's nothing left. Like, how much was in that home for it to be that much of a mess though? That's the crazy part about, like, I'm looking at this house next to it, like how much of that, like that all debris is like all everywhere, all over here. Like there's been house explosions with people not at home. Like they dogs have been setting houses on fire. It's interesting. Very interesting. Yep, only faces like that do shit like that. He looks like he's always in the wood. He looks like a goat. He looks like a billy goat that just bad right on out of the woods. You Frodo in the face, gargoyle, jelly bean head having ass. No more, ran out of jail in my jail cell. Now I gotta use jail cell gel to curl so I can look cute and handsome for my new cellmates. You look like a river rat. You look like a newborn marsupial. You look like a Chucky baby. Ladies, do not be going out here by yourselves, walking out in nature and doing all that stuff. Go get you a boyfriend. Go get you a husband. Go get somebody to walk with, a companion. We're going out here doing all these crazy things by yourself. Sure, I'm all for the independent woman thing and all that stuff, but Y'all cannot overpower no man. Cut it out. I need y'all to cut that part of life out. All this, and that's not shading. Cut it out. I'm just saying that dudes like this who were on them things, smoking that stuff, gargling down that drink, who ain't had none, who ain't gonna get none because he's socially awkward. You got people who are mad and definitely don't know how to handle rejection. This is a breaking news worldwide insecurity temperature check. Ladies, there's a lot of men out here whose egos and self-esteem is very fragile. And you have to be mindful and conscientious of your surroundings, how you conduct yourself and how you react to even a man, cat calling, dog whistling at you and shit. These are things you need to pay attention to because, hey, you got people doing it randomly too. But these are happening in places where our people ain't. No remorse. They keep giving them numbers instead of life. Because when it's life, you're canceled out. They know what to do with the system. You see that? 60 years. 60 years. He killed a mom. You see with these, do you see what they are doing with these numbers? I'm going to go on because y'all going to have me cuss y'all. He's no different from a guy I just seen in a Walmart with a gun on his hip and a sporting section. No different. He only needs a gun because he is so scared to get his ass beat, for one. He can't fight. And he has no soul in his eyes. That is the only white superiority that protects him. Without that, he's a very fragile, scared little man. That is what's going on. People are empowered and inclined and enamored behind the trigger. It gives them ball power. It gives them that nut power. Not primal. Gives you an artificial version of that nut power. And they've been, the moment you put gunpowder behind a projectile, it was all over from there. But the just being constantly in a tickled fashion, whether at work, at home, in the car, could be listening to a podcast, raging out. You never know what people's road rage. There was a car, then there was complete traffic. This car cut me off smooth. This is the kind of cutoff that you would cuss somebody out and hop out of your car. So it is very possible for even the slightest of me being humbled, of being reactionary to things like that. Like, you just cut, what? Oh, no, you didn't. And when you get cut off, it's like, yeah. And then that person looks at him like, what you gonna do? You know? And you're like, I'm gonna pull over. You gonna pull over? Yeah, I'm gonna pull over too. Bang, bang. Ends up gone. No more. You don't have no more quarters left for this video game called life. But the amount of road rage that is out here, because people are having to live in their vehicles now. These people's houses blew. Obviously, you just seen a house blew up. Now people living in their campers, their vans, their trucks, overloaded cars, being told to signal over and they don't signal over, and they cut somebody off and almost cause an accident, and there you go. People who have shown on numerous occasions signs of not being a person who should be able to facilitate a weapon of destruction. And we have created, y'all have created this environment for people to react and conduct themselves like this. And now you got this problem going on. Where everywhere I go, I drive on these roads, y'all. The amount of road rage and trucks and people cutting you off and people sitting in their cars looking for a problem. You're seeing people who are painting their trucks matted black, tinting their headlights, because people are looking to commit crimes. They've been watching too much of that. How do you get away with murder? Watching all of these, murder mystery shows and trials and things like that. And people have constantly tried to become, get their master's degree in being a criminal. Once you enjoy the thrill of trying to be a criminal, it's like an addiction. It's an addiction. There's people out here that are addicted to wanting to be and commit crime. And that's the imbalance of their angel and demon, for one. And their susceptibility to the world around you. But this dude has definitely does not deserve to be able to have something like that. And we give it to them all day, every day. They sit here and crying, whine, and complain about the laws to be able to give them much more access. And the moment he get access, look what he do. You give him access and look what he do. Just completely irresponsible with the responsibility. A tractor trailer. How fast does a tractor trailer go that you have to be that pissed off? Where were you trying to get to? He was trying to get to his Tennessee whiskey. This is what y'all doing, boy. That is so interesting that a corporation is in control of, there's just certain industries that shouldn't be like corporatized and privatized like that. It should be a unanimous thing within the community that we should be able to provide service for the weak, the sick, the elderly, the hurt. Like, because it's been completely infested and monetized, there's no getting around it. But just the simple fact to see that, where you can go to a hospital and, they can turn you down. You can go to a hospital and not get the service that you may need to be rendered upon you in the state of an emergency. Your fellow neighbor is telling you that, hey, your next door neighbor is telling you, hey, I can't do nothing for you, but I see you this weekend. You still going to bingo? Hey, I'm dying right now. I don't think I'm gonna make it to bingo, lady. And to see that there are hospitals all over the country that's why I had to show this. I'm showing these things because these are trends that I'm seeing that are becoming significantly larger and larger. Now, it may have been, I'm showing these because, yes, they're 30-second videos because they don't want to overly explain it or speak on it, or people won't really read into these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you see these really short clips, because it's to not be really exposed and passed down in that way, so it doesn't cause mass chaos, panic, and pandemonium. But hey, be interesting to see if you get sick and you can't even go to the doctors. But that's what's happening right now. The whole little thing is falling. This is what y'all been doing, and now it's taking place in the way that it's supposed to be, and it's been happening. It's just so interesting. It's just so interesting, folks. And it's very slick, and it's funny because it got so gassed out from the COVID hustle. The COVID spree did so much damage to the medical professions. They made all of those people get shots. They made so many people get the Jabberwocky, from pilots to regular workers, even everybody inside of the medical profession. Firefighters, policemen, and stuff like that. You're really starting to see a lot of these, the attributes that happen to the people start to come out now. You're seeing pilots no more. You're seeing nurses no more. Police officers not able to conduct their jobs no more. So you're seeing a lot of the medical profession, a lot of these pharmaceutical companies that thought that they can bank off of the fear mongering and polarization of the pharmaceutical industry to shove this toxic, venomous medicine down into your system, because they think they convince you that you think that you do need it. And so, because a lot of the trick bags have been exposed, a lot of these businesses and companies tanked. You ran into so many companies that significant. I think it was like, I forgot the number. I don't want to sit here and lie about the number, but I want to say it was dozens. Let's say dozens or hundreds of companies that were trying to make a COVID vaccine. And to see what has happened now, how COVID has single-handedly collapsed the medical profession like that. You already know a lot of our people weren't even falling for that stuff, and it made people look at all this stuff a lot different. And they're like, hold up, we need to pay attention to what's going on, because something ain't right. And the fact that this is happening now, where the economics of things, you're looking at all of these people who were in control of these buildings and these facilities. Now they're turning off the spigots. That's 3 states he just mentioned: Massachusetts, Arkansas, in Louisiana. You get shot in Louisiana, you can't even go to the hospital. Well, good luck, Chuck. Where that $65 million at? Where that $65 million at? This is in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Green Bay. Where'd that money go? Where's that money, Green Bay? Where is that money? Who are they trying to unimpoverish? He's brokering a deal right here on the phone. Who is this guy trying to not see poor anymore? I've seen nobody of involvement. Where does the $65 million come from? They trying to help them out of poverty people. I ain't seen nobody who looked like us. Out of all this time they could have been helping people to help out, still and yet and still. Who's they? You got to see their tea leaves. It's very interesting. Now it's a family business, huh? That's what we get into. It's turning into family business. Why? Because you have massive amounts of migrants coming over here. You have massive amounts of people who are going through stressful situations to where there's no hustler's remorse. You got mom and son tag teaming up, getting the old and the young. 120,000 fentanyl pills. That's 120,000 deaths easily. And this is getting pumped everywhere. And you're seeing people who never used to get themselves involved in things like this now succumbing to these things, and the fact that they have no experience in it. Just an idiot crime, just an idiot criminal on felony charges now. You're an amateur, you're a novice, you're a noob. And now you get yourself caught up. That's what y'all get. That is what y'all get. Stop doing dumb stuff, people. Oh, wow. Really? Sarasota? Y'all gonna have to hold this L. Whose mama is still trying to breed? Whose mama is still trying to be the middle school prom queen? That she was that pissed off to hit her daughter on the first day going back to school. That kid can never go back to school. You embarrass this kid for life. You have to go into witness protection in Anchorage, Alaska now at this point. That kid can't come outside no more. Yeah, mistakes happen. I know I'm just joking about it, but man, I've seen I've seen my cousin finger get slammed in the door, man. Stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? You don't see and it's not even you, it's just the other person. Like you first days of school. Get the mistakes out the way. Yeah. Texas, hold as L. Texas, hold this L. Interesting part about this, and I just got finished talking about this on another video, but their ability to have babies are being compromised, and the support for the compromisation of these women of a particular skin color goes to show how much that system has not really had anybody it really best at heart, for one. But now those white crocodile tears are not, they're not cashing in out. They're not cashing out no more. Yeah, you're seeing a lot of people, oh, my rights have been life ain't fair, for one. And you guys have koala baby hung on to this notion of, rights are given. Really, they've been taken. You guys have taken a lot. You guys have taken a lot. And so a lot of this is being shown back at all of the babies that were killed, murdered during the last 400 years plus. And to see these things happening now, it is going to show where you have so many of our women have had hysterectomies and, malpractices and different things happen to them where they don't get the care like this. And then like I just said, even with the last video right now, with these places being closed down, look at this building. This building looks like it's already aged out, that it ain't been getting no service, anything like that. And they're not upkeeping with things. People probably been getting poor quality service anyways. Obviously the lady, she got poor quality service. So these places are going through class act lawsuits, civil lawsuits, defamation, wrongful deaths. It's hard to protect. That's why they're one of the most protected, entities and industries in the country and the world, because people's food and people's lives, are those are important. People's kids, it's certain things that certain establishments that should not be played with. And these whoever these people are have been in these positions of power, have played with you. They have played with you, beloved. Nobody should be playing with your schools, your kids' schools. Nobody should be playing with your food. Nobody should be playing with your health care. Right? That's at least three things. Can you give me any more? I mean, just saying. Those are three things that shouldn't be messed with, that I can come off top. It's just an interesting dynamic to see that even these facilities now, are being shut down, so a lot of people ain't getting the care that they thought they was getting. So you out here just like really out here winging it. And because a lot of people don't have melanin in their skin, not melanated, you're running into a lot more physical ailments as you get older, and they're drastically exacerbating and amplifying at a capacity even these more unknown diseases and ailments and disorders and symptoms and syndromes. Yeah, it is something to be paying attention to. My mama wasn't. She said, "Get your ass out of my house." Mama said I gotta have a life too. I am not delighted for your black ass coming back to my house. I taught you everything you needed to know. So go fly, birdie, go fly. Go get you some vagina. You not coming back to my house with your stinking ass feet. Go get you a job, and you better not mess it up. Going back home was like a failure. I mean, that's what society has created. It's like, going back home. For us, that's what was the perception, that what was the narrative. And it for one, it was a curse. It was a gift and a curse, because it made you, force you out there to be Simba and go out there into the boneyard and rites of passage and learn how to be a man and a woman, to be able to duck and dodge all of the obstacles and trap doors and temptations that are out here. How that really goes down to how you look at yourself in the mirror, is how much you are willing to stay focused and disciplined and not be distracted and caught up with the rat race and the obstacles that this matrix simulated paradigm of a realm that we live in can trick you and manipulate you into being susceptible to it. And then people end up susceptible to it. Obviously, you on crack. So, but it should have been a marvelous strategy that we should have in it. I don't know if it's capable of doing it now, because it's been so damaged, and we have to be able to hit reset buttons on so many different things, because we've gone through the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And so now that we have the opportunity to kind of hit the reset button, with group economics, you look at different nationalities. You look at Mexicans, they live 20 to a house. They live 20 to 1,000 square foot house apartment. And they get it in, they all work and they do their thing, whatever like that. I'm just saying, from that aspect of just being able to tolerate each other. But everybody want their space. I want my damn space. I'm not going to smell your farts. But to be delighted, now after you done got your degree and got your car, got your possibility of income or anything like that, even if you didn't have it, you know how much that would have alleviated me? Say moms was all well taken care of, pops was all well taken care of, and me be able to come back and not sit on my ass. It actually would give me an opportunity to save up, get the car that I want, be more financially responsible, figure out and learn how the credit system, because schools don't teach you the credit system. They don't teach you any of these adulting things. You got to find and figure out this shit on your own, especially if you ain't got no examples and nobody to teach you. Cause your mama out there twerking in the club now, and your daddy on a Rolling Stone and gave a damn about you. That's hard. Because then you're looking at like, what is my purpose? What is my significance to this? And my gems that I give you, beloved, your parents don't give a damn about you from the moment you're born. They wish that you can go back. They do. They may not say it to your face, but sometimes they look at you and they resent you. And it's unfortunate because you just came out here and said, hey, I want to play. And they look at you like you just ruined my life. And they won't say it to your face with they scary ass. Your parents won't say that to your face. They'll keep going through the motions, acting like they're a noble person, like they're being a good parent, and really, and in the moment you are gone, they can't wait to allow you to live out the adult life so you can feel it, so you can be humbled. And some parents do wait for you to come back so they can just dog shit your ass out. So they're like, see, here, all I told you was to take out the damn trash. Now you ended up selling booty meat. Yeah, you should have just listened, But that would have helped out in our community. That would have helped out. Everybody would have been able to stack their money. You know what I'm saying? Mom's in the house, pops in the house. You've been able to stack your money. Pops would have helped you how to navigate a lot of things, help you stay disciplined and save your money so you can have a good, down payment on a home, buy the home outright, But to be coming back in such an epic failure fashion, it's like trying to make this sound cute and sexy. Let's see how they make this sound cute and sexy. Because they would help them out. They would be adult slaves now at this point, where you're not getting paid to be living there. You're gonna still pay. You're still gonna pay there, and you're still gonna you might as well just go get your own place. I had no problem with it. My mom didn't have no problem with it because I was a good kid. That turned out to be a great man. Them two look like they should move in together because they both ain't got no damn rings. The hell are y'all doing with yourself? What the hell is the legacy about? And there's the McDonald's commercials because that's all they can afford. That's all them people can afford. And so that they're generational thing. You guys definitely had that structure and been on code to do that. This lady has a ring. She followed the rules of white supremacy. Go to school, and they did come back to home. And they would work, and they would come back home, and they'll stay home with family and the boyfriend and the fiance, and they'll get their finances together. And because the parents are already taken care of and well off, they would be able to assist them to be able to get their home into where now they can be able to be more comfortable in the advancement of their livelihood. That wasn't the case all the time in our communities. You had to really start from negative scratch. and everybody got such the wrong idea about it. It's so based off of like people's petty ego, and like the example of just clashing, like it's the instant thing that is going to happen already off top. Like a goal without a plan is a nightmare. And when you got family structure solid, there shouldn't have been no questioning by her. It shouldn't have been no questioning by her, and there shouldn't have been no questioning by him. A lot of these birdies are premature. A lot of these birdies are not even ready to even fly and hatch because you guys never really taught them. Even her grandparents and her parents, they didn't teach her. There's a process that comes along with all of this. Now, there's no easy way to go about any of this stuff. So when you're winging it, you're winging it. Ooh. Mm. Ooh, man. You done invested everything into your business, and out of nowhere, randomly, it just gets taken out. And you got to rebuild. And they've been having to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild over and over again. That is not fun. It's not fun. A lot of times, we was only one and done. Couldn't rebuild after that. You know how hard it was to try to rebuild? So I need people to understand the significance of the stuff that I'm showing you. I need you to understand the significance of what I am showing you. That when things got burnt down, nobody came helping. None of that. So, great glory. You big butterball. You lemon head, lollipop head. Ain't no black people in Maine. He the only Clayton Bigsby, Tyrone Biggums. Woo. They always got somebody that look like us. He is campaigning and championing his ass off. He is championing his ass off. whole lot of tap dancing, baby. There's a whole lot of. I tell you, folks, stuff like this just is. I try to get my people to look at what they're doing. Look at what you're doing. There's nobody in Maine that looks like you. What are you doing and what are you advocating for, sir? What are you doing and what are you advocating for? Who are you advocating for? Why are you advocating for? People, pay attention. My young sisters, I need y'all to be more in control of y'all anger. I know y'all been going through a lot. Y'all been through a lot. We have to have more grace and compassion. And what's happening now is you guys are trauma dumping or trauma bragging. I need you to be more in control of your emotions now at this point, because when you lose your soul, when you lose control, you're out of control. And a lot of you are being influenced by a lot of powers to be that have manipulated your energy to be this very angry individual now. And it's hard because you really don't have anybody that you can confide in. You know, your mama's jealous and she's trying to compete with you. She wish she went back to her old glory days, you know, and when the pops is not around and your homegirls is jealous of you too, you know. Every dude is catcalling you and hitting on you and hollering at you. It makes things a lot harder to really know yourself and who you are and find yourself. So the lashing out and the anger, it don't matter if it's it don't matter if it's a law enforcement. It don't matter if it's your boyfriend. It don't matter if it's your parents. It don't matter if it's you looking at yourself in the mirror. Ladies, I need you to be more aware of the amount of rage and anger and the lust that you have for like the petty get back. I don't know what it is, but we need to talk and have these discussions on how you're truly under attack. This is the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. You ladies are really, truly under attack. And it has you lashing out in an exaggerated way publicly now. I need you ladies to be ladies, sisters and queens of the Most High. I need you to take into consideration that your presentation is your best representation. And this is not the representation of you. You know that it's not. I don't want to delve too much into this one because I just wanted to point out the young sisters need to have a discussion, you know. And need you to take a moment to breathe, beloved. And notice the world around you has tried to take you out. Do not contribute to everything else trying to take you out by trying to take your own self out. Please. You are loved. You are as special, and you are very, very important. You have black girl magic that you don't even know that you have. You have so much potential that needs to be exemplified. Where's the sororities at to be able to protect our young women like this? All these ski-wees and Sigma Beta, Sigma Gamma Rho. Where's the service that you guys have talked about you have committed yourselves to doing? How many of you actually go to these juvenile detention centers or these to go talk to these women, or actually to keep these women? Y'all actually joining in on the thought boxing with your social private clubs, your private social clubs, to socially show your privates, or to show your privates socially for a professional gain. Where are those women, the sisterhood, at to be able to protect these young sisters, to actually cultivate them and nurture them? Because the men are doing that. Men are doing that. You don't see a lot of men wilding out like that used to be. We're starting to see you guys, the ones that are in the news and in the TVs and on the radios, in the World Star videos, conducting yourself with complete inappropriate behavior. I'm gonna need y'all to clean up your act. You got crazy ass fools out here who are gawking and watching y'all channels and thirst trapping. Y'all doing all this thirst trapping. All these things that are going on around the world, y'all over here, y'all not being careful. I need you women to be much more careful. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who's looking at you and what's going on. Carjack, you know what I'm saying? You out here in your TikTok video trying to look cute, you know what I'm saying? And get carjacked. It's not okay. I need you to be much more mindful and aware and have the wherewithal in your surroundings. I see so many women who do not watch their surroundings. You guys are not on a swivel. And a lot of y'all ain't never got no men to even protect y'all to even be on a swivel. There ain't no damsel in distress thing. And don't try to get with no man with the wrong intentions. That's why you end up with the stuff that y'all end up with, because y'all keep getting with men with the wrong intentions and getting with men who have the wrong intentions. Wrong and wrong don't make right. I'm seeing too many women out here who are completely not paying attention, completely oblivious. You're eating a burger, putting on makeup, and whooping your kid's ass in the back seat while you're driving. I know MOM stands for Master of Multitasking. I don't think that should be worn as a badge of honor if you are not even adequate or adept or intelligent enough to be able to master multitasking, or to have anything of that capacity of mastering that multitasking at any mastery level. See, and whoever this chick was with them. I'll ride or die on some Bonnie and Clyde shit. And you ladies be over here on the TikTok thing, be talking to these brothers that's locked up and stuff like that. Cool, so be it. You know, then brother, get in the end. You get it in. Ain't on the brother, but and go without a plan is a nightmare. And so many people just are lost and don't have any passion and wherewithal and will follow anybody off of the cliff. She followed this man to go rob a place. Is that what you wanted to do when you wanted to grow up? When you rose your hand up in elementary school? I wanted to rob an Arby's. Now you on TV in your mugshot. Now you're getting caught up in a whole system that has literally waited for you to mess up and slip up. You got to be careful. Look like a Yeti that just got off of Hawaii. Ladies. I hate doing these type of videos. It's heartbreaking for me. One thing about Indiana, man, Indiana is a place that is under a lot of demonic possession and infestation. A lot of my brothers and sisters in those regions in the Midwest, whole Tri-City area, I need you to understand that those lands have been desecrated and they've been pillaged. And there's a lot of walked on blood to where spirits have been conjured that overthrow you if you are an empty vessel. As I can look at this brother and he's an empty vessel. Like I said, this is a worldwide insecurity temperature check. I do not advocate for anybody dealing with domestic violence. I dealt with domestic violence, dealt with substance abuse. Seeing kids get taken away, seeing the same situation where a baby died because of irresponsible parenting, because the parents that baby will never know anything past 3 months because of the negligence and the irresponsible behavior of grown adults. So it is a sad shame. to be able to see something like this. But I challenge people that you got to understand, who are you with? Who are you dealing with? Getting into relationships and getting married after 6 months. You start being with people and you find out that they were never your match in the first place. And you just stay with the person because, for one, you have invested time and interest and even a baby involved in it. It's hard to escape that soul tie when you both have created an electromagnetic big bang into this universe and creating a starseed and a baby. That is your entanglement, your soul tie that you guys have brought. And some people want to renege on it. And they renege on it because they don't have the spiritual education. They just want the physical temptations to be subside or satisfied. But on the spiritual aspect, our churches, our establishments, as whether it's school and home, never truly had the proper formula for how we should conduct and raise the community up. And so we've had these bastardized, manipulative forms that have been propagandized to us through video games, movies, music, television, you name it. We've had many different scenarios of these these multiple choice decisions in our life, to where it makes it difficult. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Society has put a lot of pressure on us, and we put it back on ourselves. But you should understand that, my beloved brothers and sisters, this is not a time to get hostile, angry. I need you guys to step away, stop, take a breather, and think. Just quiet your mind, silence, go off in a corner, go take a nap, do something. But that will completely silence your mind, because the Most High is trying to tell you something in that alerted moment, that something is going on and that you need to look at and pay attention to what is going on right now. What is happening right now is that our people have developed these, and he looks so familiar, like a brother I know. It's so crazy that I'm sitting here looking at this, but I need my brothers to understand that I know you may try to get your dick wet, but it only takes one squirt to make a baby, bro. And I need y'all to do this shadow work. I need y'all to pay attention to yourselves and what you are susceptible to. Write down all of your asshole flaws. I need you to write down all of your great qualities. Writing these things down, secret journal, control book, CD, you need to have these things. Nobody else should see them, You need to be able to create the environment for yourself like that. But domestic violence has been a part of our community in such a toxic yet kept silent fashion, where we have not truly addressed a lot of these things. And this is nothing but the passing down of generational mistakes. Just like this person, you must know what your elders, your mother, your father, your auntie, uncle, grandparents, great-great-grandparents have done in this lifetime. You must know who you was in the prior lifetime. You must know who you are in your future self. It's called hindsight, insight, and foresight, and they all trifectively work together. This is the time where karma is a bitch. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and you must be very careful with what you say, what you think, and what you do. Ain't no telling what goes on in any of these domestic violence situations, but I'm telling you guys, it never ends okay. All of the physical abuse, the verbal abuse, the financial abuse, the substance abuse, the sexual abuse. We got to take a long, strong look at these things that are happening in our communities now. And especially if you're taking those pills, man. I need my brothers and sisters to stop taking these pharmaceuticals, man. You're being hypnotized and put under a possession. That's why it's called wine and spirits. The moment you start whining, the moment the spirits get conjured up because of the negative frequency and energy that you're festering and feeding it into. It's thriving off of that. This is the time where you need to take time. You need to speak with your guardian angels, the Holy Spirit. You must get God back in your life, my brothers and sisters, because this is not a time to be playing around with the spiritual aspect, because you can see the world and what is going on in the world around you and in your own world. Your actions led to a baby being no more. No baby should get beat like a grown-ass man. No baby should get punished like a grown-ass woman. There's nothing a baby can do that warrants you beating that baby or hurting that child to the very last ounce of drop of their livelihood. I get pissed at things like this, and I know I'm speaking very calm about it, but because I know these things happen, and they're happening so much more, where these kids can't even protect themselves. They have no way of protecting themselves. And he could have ran and hid away from, because he knew that, hey, a life with these two parents is a death is way much more honorable than a life with them two. So that baby could have been so smart and just, y'all gotta look at these things, man. That baby, God bless you. Ooh. You got a lot of people who are angry. It's a lot of anger. This is an interesting story. I was this kid. I was this young black kid just like that, trying to be an own entrepreneur and do my own thing. And this is something that my mother instilled into us. We had our own little baby boots, and we grabbed ourselves by the bootstraps and we did our thing. And I was so happy that I could be out there and I can do what I wanted to do. Massachusetts, you got a lot of stuff going on. That whole eastern little seaboard, Maine, Vermont, y'all got it going wrong. Y'all taking a lot of L's. But I was this kid, and them same people in the community, a cop, actually kicked over my stand. I didn't get the health department. I got a cop that came and kicked over what I was doing. It wasn't an ice cream stand, but you get the gist that our kids during Jacob's trouble was going through this. I went through this. This is my experience. So to see these kids, as a resemblance of me and many other people, you just have different skin color. As kids, you get ingenuity, you get the ingenuity bubble brewing, and you come with an idea and you try to execute it, and lo and behold, it is a hating ass adult. Hating ass adult that want to shut down your shine. It's always adults coming to mess with a kid's shine. I gotta hit all my buttons on this. Hold up. She is mad somebody came and tattled on her kids. You wonder if mom was actually trying to keep some of that money herself. There are parents who will pimp their kids out. She looks like one of those. She looks like one of those parents that'll tell you to say that this was for your brother's team, when really her credit card is maxed or the water bill is due. There's parents like that. And she's mad. She's going to go down to every neighbor who talked, who snitched. Yeah, we used to go through that all the time. We used to go through that all the time. You see kids on the side of the road selling water, and y'all would do that to us. So I need you guys to understand that what goes around comes around. What goes around truly does come around. You're seeing so many people being affected in so many different ways to where nobody can do anything because all the law and order that y'all created, and people get mad because you can't even go, it's like you're on this governmental leash that has like electricity running through it to shock the shit out of you. And it's so interesting that we can sit here and see these people complain, get mad, anonymous. That was somebody anonymous, We are in interesting times now. We are in interesting times where the kids don't even know why. They're so busy. Just I can sell. I made my first ice cream sale. You know how much confidence that gives you as a kid? Like you just became you're a business person, and then you get the stark reality of our society that somebody who's your competition will put in a complaint. They'll write a letter to the health department on you so you can stop, so they can start selling. And it's crazy because they might start selling after they didn't probably did it the legitimate way or whatever like that. But it is something else. This is something else, boy. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you all with that because I'm gonna get ready. I'm going about my business, but I want to at least share a couple videos. I woke up on that dream. That's what kind of prompted me to do this. And it's like, let me just keep on running and let me run with this, So yeah, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this, Shout out to everybody who's tapped in with your boy, Ain't seen a lot of folks in a long time. And I know a lot of people happy to see me and rock with me and stuff. So, but man, anytime y'all want to, holla at me. Come chill, come chop it up, It's always something to talk about, And I'm just out here, out and about in the world, So I hope that everybody's all doing good, and being safe out there. Like I said, and, there's a lot of topics that could be talked about, but I went on for a good 2.5. It was a good 2.5. I didn't expect to do no 2.5 today, but I enjoyed it. To get back out here. But you guys enjoy your day. I didn't even change that ticker. I gotta make some new tickers and all that stuff. I'm gonna make it real nice and bell whistled up, So it's gonna get, it's gonna be a nice little broadcast.